How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're in a battle versus Nitrogenloves from the Discord server in the OU tier. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It is the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. And friendly reminder to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. We're on our way to 20k by the end of the year and I'd love for you to be a part of that journey. So looking at their team, Walking Wake actually goes off really well here. With the sun, we just need to weaken that Meowscarada a little bit first, and the Zamazenta because that's really bulky. We need to be careful with the Gouging Fire because that thing could easily set up on us somehow. We do have the Gliscor for that, but it's still not a perfect counter. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead off with the sun, and I'm going to go ahead and assume they're going to go Ting Lu. So I'll lead off with the sun, and then I'll switch out into something more equipped to handle the Ting Lu. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Nitrogenloves. So they're going to lead off with Joker, which is the Meowscarada, as we lead off with Torkoal. So this is actually a perfect matchup for us, because we can just go for a Body Press slash Lava Plume right now and get some serious damage off on this thing. They probably U-turn out into Ting Lu, but either way, I'm going to go for a Body Press because they might have to go for a knockoff, but they don't go. They go for a U-turn, which makes sense. You don't want to say anything against Torkoal in the sun. Lava Plume or a Fire Blast or whatever is coming your way, definitely. Or a Body Press, which is the actual thing that's coming your way. Now I'm assuming they're going to go Ting Lu or Enamorus. Obadiah comes in, which is going to be the Gouging Fire in the sun, getting that Photosynthesis boost, which is going to boost its attack, which makes this thing very terrifying. We go for a Body Press, though. It does some decent damage, but it's not really enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into Gliscor here, because what I don't need is Gouging Fire setting up Dragon Dances all over my face. That is for sure. So we'll bring Gliscor in. Gliscor should be able to handle it, no problem. There we go. They go for a Dragon Dance. Now this thing's just turned into a massive threat. It's in the sun as well with a Photosynthesis and attack. It is very apparent that this thing could easily KO us with a Flare Blitz if it really wanted to. But I'm confident that Gliscor can live one of those. And even if it can't, we've still got the Walking Wake in the back, which can definitely outspeed and KO this thing. So let's go for an EQ right now. So they go for a Heat Crash, which is an interesting one to choose from. Going to do a lot of damage. I think Flare Blitz would have done way more, but we go for an EQ, and that's obviously going to do a lot of damage as well. So we've got the Poison Heal, but they could easily go for a Dragon Claw now to KO us, so we can't risk the Walking Wake. We may just have to let the Gliscor go down, or we can go Torkoal, but Torkoal probably doesn't appreciate Dragon. You know, it's they may even go for a Dragon Dance expecting a Protect here, so I'm going to go for an Earthquake anyway. They do go for a Heat Crash to finish us off, which is absolutely fine. Gliscor did its job for the most part. So there we go. Gliscor did its job. So let's go into something more equipped to handle Gouging Fire. Let's go into our Walking Wake because there isn't a lot on their team that wants to take a Hydro Steam to the face. So I'll bring Walking Wake in. We're going to get that Photosynthesis in Speed. Should be Speed. It's not Speed. It's not Speed. That's annoying. It was Speed on Showdown, but obviously we're playing level 50, so it must have adjusted the stats slightly. That's annoying. So we'll have to Terra. I didn't want a Terra. I wanted to save my Terra Fairy for the likes of the. Let's just Terra Fairy. Let's just Terra Water. Let's just Terra Water Hydro Steam this thing in the face. Pretty much the only thing I can do. I'll have to adjust the EVs for the next game. So they're going to withdraw Gouging Fire now. And they're going to bring in Blitzwolfer, which is going to be what? The Zamazenta? That thing's going to take a Hydro Steam from a Walking Wake in the sun, is it? Terra Water? I don't think so. Which makes me feel a lot better because the reason I didn't want to Terra is because I wanted to Terra Fairy on the Zamazenta with my Regice and show off Regice. Because Regice does really well against Zamazenta with Terra Fairy. Two shots it with Terra Blast. And it takes heavy slams really well, considering it's still weak to steel. So we go for Hydro Steam anyway. And that's going to easily KO the Zamazenta. Because we are Choice Specs, we're Photosynthesis and Special Attack as well, and we're Terra Water in the sun. So no chance really of that living that. In comes Joker, the Meowscarada. So this thing can easily take us out with a Flower Trick if he wants to. I think it's probable that they go for a U-turn here, expecting us to go into Torkoal. But we kind of have to go into the Torkoal anyway. We can't risk the Walking Wake going down. It's such a big threat to their team, you know? It's a very big threat to the team. We'll have to adjust the EVs for the next game, though, because that was unfortunate. So they go for a flower trick, which is great. That works out nicely for us. It means we get a free lava plume off from whatever we want. Because there we go. It does nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Gets a crit, which is always a guaranteed thing with Masquerada's flower trick. So let's go for a Stealth Rock, expecting them to switch out here. So they're going to withdraw the Masquerada as expected. What are they going to go into, though? They're going to go into Mud Pie, which is going to be the Tinglu, right? Yeah, the Tinglu comes in. Tinglu is a big threat to us right now. We go for a Stealth Rock, though. Get them up. That means the Masquerada's hurt on the switch-in. The Gouging Fire's hurt. The Enamorus is hurt, provided they're not heavy-duty boots. So now I'm leaning towards a switch out. I'm leaning towards a Vileplume switch. Vileplume could also do really well against the team in the sun. It could easily finish them off. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to switch out. I'm going to go into a Walking Wake. We should still have a couple more turns of the sun, I believe. Unless I've counted them wrong, which I probably have. So let's go into Walking Wake with the Terra Water helmet on. Everything like that. Get that Photosynthesis in this special attack. Which means the Tinglu's Vessel of Ruin is useless pretty much. They go for their own Stealth Rocks, which is fair enough. It's going to break my Focus Sash on the Ceruledge. Don't think I need that to win this, though. As the Harsh Sunlight does fade, which is unfortunate. Photosynthesis wears off. I think they still switch out here into the Meowscarada, so I'm going to go for a flip turn here. They're actually going to Terra themselves, so I may have just done the right play anyway by flip turning. So they're going to Terastallize their Tinglu, and what type are they going to go into? A Water type. So Water type Tinglu is interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. So let's see how this plays out. So we go for a flip turn. Like so. Get on out of there. Get a little bit of chip damage off on the Tinglu. And then we get a crit as well with a flip turn, which doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. It's not going to do much damage to it anyway. And now we have to switch out. So I'm leaning towards the Ceruledge. No, I'm not. I was leaning towards Ceruledge for the Swords Dance, stuff like that. Poltergeist shenanigans, but we will lose our Focus Sash by doing that. So I think I'm better off going into Torkoal. Yeah, I'm going to go Torkoal. Torkoal is probably the best one to go into because we can Rapid Spin away those Stealth Rocks. But also, the Point Stones are going to dig into us, and we also get the Sunlight up, which is going to be really useful for us. So they go for a Spikes. They go for a Spikes. Which is fair enough, going for a Spikes and everything. They want to get them hazards up, which makes a lot of sense. Let's see how this plays out for us. Let's go for a Rapid Spin, like so. So we go for a Rapid Spin. We actually outspeed them, which tells me they've gone for a Whirlwind, maybe. Either that or Tinglu just gets outsped by Torkoal, which I feel like isn't right. But I could be wrong. As they go for a Whirlwind. So yeah, that's fair enough. So they Whirlwind us out. Hopefully into the Ceruledge. That would be nice. Hopefully into the Ceruledge. That would be very nice. Let's see what we get dragged out into. Walking Wake. That's an interesting one. So, as much as I would love to go for a Draco Meteor, I am actually going to go for a Draco Meteor here. Choice Specs boosted. Special attack boosted by Photosynthesis. I think we are going to do a lot of damage with Draco Meteor here. So I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to straight up go for the Draco Meteor. So there we go. Draco Meteor comes through. Easily does over half, which is great. But unfortunately, that means we're not going to be able to take him out the next turn as they go for a Ruination. There we go. Ruination comes through. So now, I'm wondering, they've got Spike, Stealth Rock, Ruination, and Swords Dance, Whirlwind. So I'm looking at this situation and I'm thinking, you know what? Let's go Ceruledge straight up because they can't KO Ceruledge because they haven't got Earthquake. So let's go into Ceruledge real quick, withdrawing my Leviathan, the Walking Wake, and we'll go into Bankai. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. I've been watching Bleach lately and it's made me really like swords and stuff. So anyway, they withdraw their Tinglu. And they're going to go into Cruella, which is the Enamorus. They're going to get hurt by stones, which is good. So they're not, what do you call it? I'm going to go for a Poltergeist anyway. The reason I'm going for a Poltergeist is because A, we're not going to get hit by a physical attack here. So we're not going to get a weak armor, which means I can't Swords Dance. Instead, we just KO this Enamorus with a Poltergeist, which is great. So Ceruledge comes through, gets the KO on the Enamorus, which is absolutely fantastic. And now we've got Tinglu, Meowscarada, Gouging Fire, and a Goldengo to deal with. So in comes Joker, the reliable partner, which is, of course, the Meowscarada. This thing hurts us, but I'm going to keep Ceruledge around. And I'm going to go into my Torkoal real quick. The reason I'm going to Torkoal is because A, we can take a physical attack from this thing, no problem. They may go for a U-turn expecting us to switch out. They may go for the U-turn. They don't. They go for a knockoff, which is fair enough. It's going to make them a dark type. But we should be able to... We do eat it up nicely. So there we go. They're going to knock off our Heat Rock, which is unfortunate, but we've still got another turn of fire. So I'm going to go for a Body Press right now. And the reason I'm going for a Body Press over a Lava Plume is because I feel like they're going to Gouging Fire here. They're going to withdraw the Meowscarada, which is fair enough. Meowscarada goes away, and they're going to bring in Mud Pie, the Tinglu once again. So Tinglu comes in. It's going to get hurt by stones. We go for a Body Press as they weaken our special attack with the Vessel of Ruin. We go for a Body Press, decent damage, but they have got leftovers, which means it's not going to be a 2-hit KO. I don't think it was a 2-hit KO anyway, actually, looking at the damage. But we get a free switch here. So what I'm going to go into is none other than the No. Do we go Vileplume or do we go Ceruledge? I think we go Ceruledge because then we get a free Poltergeist stuff. I think Ceruledge is going to be the MVP of this game, not going to lie. So we'll withdraw our Torkoal, and we'll go into our Ceruledge once again. There we go. Ceruledge comes through. Just before they can get up Stealth Rocks. They go for a Ruination. Obviously, that's not going to do any damage to us, but... Oh, no. I thought it was a physical attack. Never mind, it's not. I was going to say, but it activates our Weak Armor, but no, it doesn't. So what we can do now is we can go for a Poltergeist once again, and that is exactly what I'm going to go for. Because they have nothing that can switch in. The only thing that could potentially switch in is Gouging Fire if it's booster energy. Because it'll pop the booster energy and then Poltergeist won't work. So we go for a Poltergeist. They're going to get attacked by their leftovers, which is great. Should finish off the Tinglu. Should. It does finish off the Tinglu, which is great. So down it goes. And then they just bring Meowscarada in and threaten us out once again. But the sun should wear off this turn, or if it hasn't already wore off. I think it has already wore off. I didn't even notice because I haven't been relying on it. So in comes Meowscarada. Nice and powerful. We obviously want to keep this thing around for the Shadow Sneak on the Goldengo, just in case it gets a bit cocky. So I'm going to bring in my Torkoal. Torkoal can finish this off. So there we go. Smokey comes through. Like so. Drought comes through. Knockoff comes through. And that's going to definitely do a lot of damage to us, but it's not going to KO my Torkoal, that's for sure. So another one will. So we're going to let them do it. Let's go for a Body Press. They go for a knockoff. Boom. Sorted. Absolutely sorted. So we got an option now. Vileplume it is. Let's go Vileplume. Let us go to the Vial of the Plume. And the reason I want to go Vileplume is because we want to go for Weather Ball right now. Weather Ball will definitely take out this Meowscarada. And we are at speed because of the Chlorophyll. So there we go. Weather Ball comes through. It doesn't KO as they go for a Triple Axle. Are we able to take this? We take it like a champ. We took the Triple Axle like a champ from a Meowscarada. That is amazing. That is amazing. Let's go for another Weather Ball and take out this Meowscarada right now. Boom. Meowscarada goes down. In comes Obadiah, which is going to be the Gouging Fire. It's going to get a Photosynthesis boost and attack, which is absolutely fine by me. Because we still outspeed this thing, and it does not get extreme speed. So let's go for a Sludge Wave real quick. Sludge Wave comes through. Takes out the Gouging Fire. And now all we have left is the Goldengo. But unfortunately, the sunlight has faded now. So Vileplume is probably not the best Pokemon to deal with this thing. We actually have no move that can hit it other than Solar Beam. And even then, Solar Beam is 2 turns. So we kind of have to be very careful here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Vileplume go down. I'm going to go for a Solar Beam real quick. And they go for a Nasty Plot. It doesn't matter if they Nasty Plot because we have 2 things to take them out. We've got Walking Wake's Flamethrower and then a Shadow Sneak from Ceruledge to go after that. So we'll go for a Solar Beam real quick. I just want to break the Air Bloom. Just not because I have a Ground type move to KO it. I just want to break it just to be annoying. But I want to show off that we have Solar Beam for the Sun, which is unfortunately not going to work now. So they go for a Shadow Ball now. That's definitely going to KO us from there. But it's fine. Like I said, we have got the Walking Wake, and we've got the Ceruledge. So I'm going to go into the Walking Wake now. And we know Ceruledge outspeeds with Shadow Sneak, and we know Walking Wake outspeeds this thing with Hydro Steam. So let's go for a Hydro Steam. It's better than Flamethrower because of the Terra Water. At least I think it is. Might even KO the Goldengo depending on what set they are. But let's go for the Hydro Steam real quick. Actually KOs them with a critical hit. And if it didn't KO them with a critical hit, we do have the Shadow Sneak on the Ceruledge, which would have taken him out the next turn anyway. So crit didn't matter. Anyway, GG. Nitrogenloves. That was a pretty fun one. I enjoyed that one. GG. But anyway, here is the team. Try it out if you want to. Use the code at the top right corner of the screen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.